Pirate Aggro versus TFGP?
Well, I think TFGP should have the advantage. I have witnessed this game myself playing as the GPMF, and they managed to somehow clear you perfectly all the time. And if not, they can steal the cards they need from you. It's just disgusting.
Yeah, and especially
I don't even want to look.
also, they have the Make It Rain and Twister Fate available at his disposal. Creatures with 1 to 2 health are usually dead to these removals. And let's just see what Machacha has in his hand.
I love that that Kazane here has one of Captain Farron, and I was discussing the previous day about these late one-offs, because it's always good to have one. It's always good value, and if you only have one, it's very less likely to draw it in the first turns, and you draw it when you actually need it in the late turns. That's the mathematics, if you want, behind it.
Yup, and Machacha going for the full swing over here, pushing 3 damage into Kazane's Nexus. Not able to do much with this particular hand.
Well, he can go for preemptive make it train at this point.
Ooh.
Oh, I like that pickup. I really love the petty officer, because it can remove two drops.
Yeah.
Okay, I love this attack. You don't want to commit into make it trains, or into kegs into make it trains, or into twisted fate into make it trains, or basically every single thing that can happen.
Right, playing it slightly slowly, going in for the Yoda Grifter. So this card haven't really been seen in play ever since the nerf of Yoda Grifter.
Well, another one. It will definitely see play now.
So here comes the GP.
GP doesn't do really much against him, because he is on the shorter he drew the short straw, to be fair, because his opponent manages to deal damage while having enough removal and enough burn, honestly, to close the game. Also, that one copy of Captain Farron is gonna be huge, because the way I see this game going is Kazane barely managing to stabilize, and then Captain Farron coming in to seal the deal.
Yeah, and not forgetting that one additional decimate in Machacha hand as well. That could push even more damage for him.
At this point, I think it might be over for Kazane. I know this is too early to say, but looking at how this game may proceed based on the cards that are in the both players' hands right now, I think it might be the case.
So Machacha thinking of going for the Make It Rain over here to kill off the Yoda Grifter and the Keg as well.
I think it's fine to go for... Oh, he hits as well.
And replying with a Make It Rain himself, destroying both the Zap and the Precious Pet as well. So killing the Zap over here is really huge for Kazane, as he wouldn't have to trouble too much about the elusive unit coming into his Nexus.
I think it's always correct to try and clear those kegs, because otherwise you have a whiteboard and your opponent plays Twisted Fate. You don't need a second Twisted Fate now into Kazane Saoba hand as well. You don't need much science or much mathematics to know that keg plus Twisted Fate on a board of two HP units is bad news.
Right, and he stole a Jack the winner from Machacha's side. Machacha's deck, and here comes a Decimate, putting Kazane down to 6 health. Wow, the amount of aggression.
There's another Decimate. This game is over.
The amount of aggression that the Pirate deck is actually pushing is insane.
I really love how Kazane piloted and somehow managed to stabilize, but I think it's not enough. Also, I love that he didn't commit the Twisted Fate preemptively and just wanted to get the good Twisted Fate and maybe go for Make It Rain first. It might have been a mistake to go for that line just because his opponent had so many options. Maybe Make It Rain into Twisted Fate red card would have been better, just because it's not counterable.
Right. So going for the Decimate, putting Kazane down to 2. Machacha has the Noxian Fervor to answer the TF red card as well.
And I think that is just game.
Yeah, that is it. Kazane has no answer to the aggression of this pirate.
These aggressive pirates, what can I do about them?
Oh, so game 1 goes to Machacha. And we are moving on to game number 2 at the top lane for this competition.
I was expecting a longer day, to be fair, but these guys are getting through their games like, I don't know, a knife through cheese.
Well, the speed that the pirate aggro have is really fast. So we just have to maintain. If this actually goes on, our games will be finished like in 30 minutes.
Yeah, no joke now. I would have expected this game to be about more thinking just because the TFGP needs to plan more carefully the removal while the other deck just slams stuff and sometimes thinks about, he might remove my board. I still commit, I still win.
And let's go on to game number 2 with Kazane Aoba sticking on to his TFGP while Machacha is coming in with Day Who Endure. What do you think of this matchup?
Usually you would think that this matchup is favored for Kazane because he has a lot of 1 damage pings and removal, but that is not always the case because if you kill units that only add up to endure and turn 7 all of a sudden you wake up with, I don't know, a 2020 day who endure and you consider some life choices.
Here comes a Make It Rain onto both 1/1 unit and taking 4 damage from the Abomination. So why didn't he actually go for the Make It Rain on combat?
I honestly don't understand. You go for the Make It Rain maybe Actually, I understand why he did it, because he didn't want his opponent, 1, to proc the Bark Beast, 2, because we see the Butcher in hand, and 2, you don't want to give much more value to the Cursed Keeper. It's already threatening because it can always get killed. If you make your opponent kill something else and make it go up optimally, it's a win for you.
Right, and here Kazane has an option to go for the Make It Rain. Hopefully he gets the kill on the Bug Beast.
Nah, he doesn't go for it. I think you go for it. If you've gone for the line to kill the 1/1, I think you go for the line to kill this 1/1s as well.
So passing the turn back to Machacha. Machacha has lots of option right here with the Blighted Caretaker as well and Kalista at his disposal.
Actually, now we need to see a fearsome blocker from Kazane. We need to see the Yordle Grifter, otherwise he's taking too much damage.
Ooh, and he stole an Unspeakable Horror from Machacha's deck. But
that is a nice pickup because now you can go for Make It Rains and Unspeakable Horror and it's just better. Also, I love Machacha just going for the Kalista kill because you need to put the pressure on and he manages to do that just about right. I think if your opponent kills your Kalista, you are happy. You know that there are Make It Rains and he can block. Actually, there is one big consideration, Twisted Fate.
right.
That's why he doesn't attack with the 4/3, because his opponent can block the 3/3, can block the 4/3, and then get a decent Twisted Fate red card, and then probably pick the game up from there.
Exactly. And however, on Kazane's side, there is no Twisted Fate in his hand, but however, he has 2 Gangplank as Sitting Ducks in his hand. It seems like Kazane might not have enough answers to deal with this board.
Well, he truly does, because he put the units to low HP, which means the overwhelm from Gangplank is always getting through.
And not forgetting he has a Unspeakable Horror as well. So here comes the Depth's Hand of that Zed.
Well, you just set up the Death's Hand, I think, here, and you leave everything on 1 HP. and then you kill everything. I don't think you go for a lucky make it rain now.
Unspeakable horror on the abomination.
Maybe that's why it was a consideration to not go for unspeakable horror. Also, he was maybe considering he already did the proc for Gangplank this turn, and we see the miss rates, and if it wasn't bad enough, it's even worse now.
Ouch. And the butcher
Getting
coming in.
the wider board against aggro, well, not necessarily aggro, mid-range aggro decks, it's a pretty huge swing.
And a huge swing coming in from Majaja. Is this it for Kazane Aoba?
Pleasure to have met you, Kazane.
Taking 6 damage from all that Bug Beast and the Jagged Butcher as well. Putting
Well, now Majaja is just waiting for his Endure to finish the game for good. If he wasn't convinced, he's winning already.
yeah, and not forgetting he has a second Rave Caller coming in. And a miss on that Allegiance. The next card is gonna be from SI.
No, it's gonna be
Or
from
for the gift
Failure,
from
and it's
Feroid.
gonna be They Who Endure,
And it's
I
They
think. Or
Who Endure.
isn't that lovely? I think you risk it for the biscuit at this point, but it's over for you,
over.
Kazane. That's the problem. Your opponent just slams They Who Endure and then you just cry. No, never mind. He waits for a bigger They Who Endure, so it makes it even more painful.
Oh no.
You know, Kazane has an out because he's playing Noxian Guillotine, you know? He just needs to Noxian Guillotine and then he wins because he has the Make It chain. It's just that.
Kasane going for the full swing over here. Defending. Not respecting the Noxian Guillotine. Could Kazane top deck the Noxian Guillotine that he needs?
Well, he's 1 in 40, so it's kind of unlikely.
No.
Oh, the Farron coming at...
And that's it for the
Ouch.
bottom lane. Kazane Aoba loses this round against Majaja. And let's take a look at the other competitors from Team Space and let's see how they are doing. Let's just jump over to Ganan side. And hopefully the stream we can catch some action from Ganan. No?
Come on, Discord. You know you can do it.
We need
believe in.
spectator mode.
Yeah, we need spectator more badly. We cannot do this anymore, but I think we're getting it in November.
Yeah, I hope so too. What stream?
I mean, if they delay it as they did with friendly challenges again, then we are doomed.
Yeah. Let's just jump over to Harlan Aaron.
So, speaking about doomed, Harlan looks like he's doomed himself. I mean, look at this.
Aww.
It's just over.
Is this?
And I think you cannot even go for the warning shot. That's the thing. You cannot go for warning shot here because you want the warning shot to proc Rex.
Oh, he has to see the Kex goals.
Well, what does his opponent even have as the 2 spells? I cannot really recognize
Is
it because I
Targon
can't.
is likely gems.
Oh, I think he got Mentor of the Stones out of Warden Spray, and that's how he got gems.
Ooh.
That's the only reasonable explanation I can find.
Let me try to get a look at if we can get his
The history?
serious stream. So let's see if he can. We can see his hand and what is his option right here. 2 gems, Atrocity and Glimpse Beyond.
That's not doing it if Rex comes down. And after Rex comes down, that Gangplank can hit. Oh, it's one turn
Yeah,
off.
it's one turn
That's
off
sad.
the Rex. And but Xiu here actually has the Blighted Caretaker, so if he chooses to go for the Blighted Caretaker on his defense...
Oh, the
Oh,
forfeit is actually pretty awesome for him because it does a bit of damage, and Aaron still has the blocks. He can sacrifice his GP, to be fair, at this point.
oh.
Oh no. No, 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 no. You just throw the game if you do that.
Harlan has the GP
I
ready
think
to fire, and that's gonna be a red card. A TF going for the red card.
it might have been wiser to go for the keg instead, because that plays around at least one gem. He needs to commit his 2 gems.
Glimpse Beyond coming in. Warden Spray. Doombis. Both cards is not gonna
Uh,
make much of a difference, and the TF is flipped. And the GP is
well, the
flipped.
GP is flipped, but there is an issue. It might just die to anything at this point. I don't think you really care about him dying. Actually, if your opponent decides to go for the Doom Beast instead of the gems, you can attack with the GP. Your opponent blocks with damage free 2, and if he does that,
And
you
flock
can
it.
flock and get additional damage. But he recognizes the threat, he respects it. I love it. You still need to full
Yeah,
hit,
Harlan has
though,
to go for the
in
full
order
attack.
to do the final bits of damage.
Not trading with the GP.
Well, if he's not trading with the GP, he's preventing the same damage, I think.
Oh, and the Mentor of the Stone once again.
Damn, this Mentor of the Stones was really nasty. Now getting another one. I think that Aaron here just wants another warning shot. Oh, this is warning
Oh.
shot little. I love it.
And Harlan actually got the win over here for Team Space.
Hey, the first win for Team Space. The first one that we witnessed, at least. Let's see. Maybe Aaron is 2-0 now. Who knows?
Boom.
Was there a way for him to kill his keg in order and still be able to do Riptide Rex just as BM? No.
No, so that's game number 1. We are going into game number 2 with Harlan bringing in the Lee Sin up against Pirate Aggro.
The deck is named Space Lee, so it needs to have Spacey Sketcher. Otherwise, I ain't buying that shit.
I'm sure his list has Spacey Sketcher. Let me just take a look at his deck list real quick. No!
In the meantime,
No Spacey Sketcher.
What?
Oh, there is 3
fake
Spacey
news,
Sketcher.
guys. Oh, never mind. We have the Space Sketcher. The Space list is alright. I'm still debating if Solari Priestess is a good card in that deck. And I think the answer is no. You want to go faster with just Lee Sin and Zed. You don't care about the what you can get out of the Priestess. It's just a tempo loss.
Yep, and here
Speaking of Space Sketchers, we see 2 of them.
Sketcher.
The true Space Sketchers for the true Spacey list.
So here we have the Eye of the Dragon coming in, a tuning.
Well, I think at this point he could have gone for double 1-drop, and the reason behind that is because he could have gone for the gift giver and then discard the gem for something more useful, potentially.
Right, and
He might have also gotten the serpent, and then he could have dragged the free 2 and kill it for kind of free.
that could work as well. Concussive Palm here is likely to be the better play. Or go for the gift
There
giver.
are not really many options, to be fair. I think you want to stun the free 1 if possible, make your opponent attack with the free 2, and I think that's about it.
Went for the gift giver instead, trying to go for the concussive palm on defense from the attack.
might be a slight punish just because for the GP point of view, your GP just wants to proc damage. If he needs to commit to most of the blocks, just because if he lets one through, the free 2 can proc next turn, and that's kind of useless. It's 2 procs. That's why you kill the free 2 grenadier on the attack. You never kill it on the defense of your opponent because it's another turn.
So chooses to go for the Bastion to protect the Eye of the Dragon, getting the trade as well. And they could also heal the Eye back up with the gem and giving them another Dragon Link to start off the next turn as well.
A Dragon Link can hit as well at this point.
Yeah, and going for the attack over here, the Legion Grenadier has to respect, right, whatever is on the board, and if he blocks, he loses the board as well.
I don't think a full swing is the answer here because it's so easily punishable in the late games. I know that we see the spell shield on the free 4, but it's still too much commitment in my opinion for just a little bit of more damage, because in fact you are playing the control role while Xue is just playing the aggro smork control the aggro smork role.
Right, and here we have Petty Officer coming, giving him a Poro, Spacey discarding a Spacey, and a Moonglow.
I think he has the option to pick the Moonglow, to be fair, just to have additional protection on Lee Sin. He can also go for Serpent here if he wants to stall a bit the aggression that CA is now putting on him. Moonsilver is a nice addition because in a turn that you want to play something cheaper and also proc your Lee Sin for free, at least the challenger tag, it's just
Right.
good.
Immediately going for the Moonglow on the Concussive Palm.
I think he just wanted at this point to proc double spell, so he has another Dragon Link, and I respect that decision. It's very smart, especially against a list that's trying to rush you down as soon as possible.
Right. And healing is always good against aggro deck. So long you could outblock and out heal them, you always have a way to win around them.
I mean, it's turn 5 and both players are almost fully healed. It's just a difference of 2 on CS side and 1 on Harlan's side. And I think that's more painful for Harlan, for Xue, because he is the smorker and he's not doing a good job of that.
Exactly, and the aggro deck actually has lesser health than his opponent, and that is something really wrong going around here.
Well, it's just 1 health. I don't think it really matters that much, but the important fact is that his opponent has too much health.
So choosing to attack with just only the spider.
I think this is a pretty safe block, but if you commit to protecting your healer, because if you kill your Eyes of the Dragon, you lose on a lot of healing, should be fine, and the free to trade shouldn't be that much of a deal. Well, we see no double spells being procced, I think. Yes, we see no double spells.
No double spells proc. It's probably gonna be a Lee Sin this turn.
Well, if it is Lee Sin, it's easily punishable. You can drag the keg anytime you want. You can even play Solari Priestess and then drag. The problem is make it rain.
So Lara Priestess coming in, Fallen Comet, looking good against that GP over there.
Yeah, that's just clearing GP. If only he would have kept the Moonsilver, maybe he would have gotten a discounted Comet, but I don't think it's worth it, especially because He took a better trade than that time. He took a better action that time.
He's going for the Mentor of the Stone, enabling him with more gems the next turn.
Well, if Make It Rain hits, it's just gonna enable his Listen to level up, and if he gets the Zenith Blade as well, it's kind of game over.
Yep, so all Harlan needs to do right here is to find the Zenith Blade in his deck, and the Make It Rain drops from Syria's side, taking out the Solari Priestess, and the Spacey Scatcher. Nothing too big.
Well, I think the big thing is now that we don't have. Never mind. We don't have any more the spell shield on the Eye of the Dragon, and that's a huge deal here. Because now it can die to a simple Noxian Fervor at this point.
Yep, but if Harlan could heal the Eye of the Dragon back up, he might be looking okay, I would say.
Well, I don't think you want to block the Mentor of the Stones if you want that eye to still be damaged. If you proc it, you just give your opponent double spells. You give him the opponent of healing the eye, and by doing so, you basically give your opponent options that he wouldn't have had if you wouldn't have done that.
Right, and choosing to go for the Grenadier as well. Harlan immediately healing the Eye of the Dragon.
I think he's watching if he played two spells.
You know what? Maybe let's just take a look. Let's just hear if the team is discussing anything right now.
True.
No discussion. Harlan.
Wasn't this supposed to be a team
This
battle?
is a
I
team
think it's
battle.
just one-on-one at this point. Did you teach them to do this? Not to even discuss with each
No,
other?
man.
Not to even help each other? What kind of coach are you, Moonboy?
I'm a
Tell
very
me.
good coach.
Explain this
I'm
to
a
me.
very good coach. Okay. Oh, so there are discussion. They're actually at the same place right now.
These discussions in a team game, imagine
Yeah.
that. They are more, they're preserving their words for when it matters, I guess. In the meantime, that listen is almost leveled. If we see another Mentor of the Stones, that's an additional blocker. If somehow Harlan manages to find the Zenith Blade, this should be GG for him.
Exactly. So all Harlan needs to do is just find that Zenith Blade. Is he able to find that?
Well, he doesn't have draw, that's the problem for him. I think he is even forced to play the 4-drop instead of the Listen. He needs to play the Traveler in order to have blockers for the attackers.
Oh, when the Make It Rain coming in, does Harlan has to deny this?
I think he denied this if you want additional HP. And also, I think you want to block with Mentor and you want to block with the 2-1 Ephemeral. I think it's pretty much valuable. What is not valuable is that your opponent can just attack with elusives, and what's even more valuable is decimates. And for his opponent to have the okay to decimate because he's in the deny, that is gonna be huge if he ever drops one. Even Noxian Fervor is big in itself now.
So Syria attacking with both the Zeps Brave in, not allowing the Dragon Link to go for the block over here.
Let's just say it's just safe for him to do that from now on.
Yeah,
He has a GP. He doesn't need to get scared. He has a full board as well. Life is good for
Yep.
him. Doesn't need to pick up.
No Zenith Blade coming in from Harlan Aaron, but however, with a leveled up Lee Sin, I believe that should be good enough for this.
I don't know how good enough that is because your opponent can always develop whatever you're killing. I think it's not good enough at all. It sure gives him the lifeline, but I don't think he wanted that. I think he would have better wanted something like the Zenith
Yeah, the
Blade.
Nocturne Fervor is gonna be bad against Harlan right now. But if he managed to further away both his Zap Spacefin, that could help, right? Like Harlan might have more space to breathe, especially both the elusive targets is gone.
In this situation, I think you can just buff your Lee Sin. The problem is that your Lee Sin is not getting through because there's double Noxian Fervor. And Harlan can do nothing about it. And what's even more valuable, because we said Lee Sin doesn't get through, is that Lee Sin doesn't proc if you kill one of the targets. Be it your unit or your opponent's unit.
So here comes the Nocturne Fervor.
Well, there's nothing else that he can do. I also think denying your opponent gems as well is pretty valuable because you give Lee Sin less fuel to kill you. If you give your opponent more gems, you know that you die because your opponent already has 1 gem and he's receiving other 3. You are on 10. Lee Sin is on 8 already. You don't need to be a genius to do the math and know that you die if you give your opponent gems. On the other side, though, the Mentor of the Stones accomplishes the same thing.
Yep, so Nocturne Fervor going on into the Eye of the Dragon, allowing the trade to happen, dropping Harlan to just 1 creature for blocks and no more Dragon Link in the future. And also a GP coming down from Xiu Ye's side. It seems like a huge wave of damage is just gonna rush into Harlan's Nexus.
I think if Harlan manages to survive this turn, it should be game over for him.
A Bastion.
Just might,
Yeah.
depending on his next draw. I think he needs to play double spell just here, just now, in order to keep his Lee Sin alive and to be able to block properly.
Yeah, and Harlan can't play around. Harlan can't play around Decimate as well, so being at 4 is a very dangerous spot for any player up against the Pirate aggro.
Well, he decides to pick the clear. I don't really agree with that just because he's kind of already dead. I think he should have gone for the elusive and try to go somehow for the kill. Because he has the gems in order for Lee Sin to get more damage, and then he has the Phoenix that can just do damage on its own because it's elusive.
Right. One Nocturne Fervor in Xuria's hand. Nocturne Fervor on the Legion Grenadier could be game as well. So no matter what Harlan does, there is no way that he could react to this particular move.
He's just dead.
Yeah, and there's a keg as well.
Yeah, he's just dead. It's Nocturne Fervor into dying a painful death.
And a Precious Pet over here, and to bait out any other spells coming from Harlan Aaron. Passing the turn back.
I mean, he knows that his opponent only has 1 card in his hand, and all the other cards are gems and 2 invoked cards that cannot heal for now.
So probably bluffing the deny there is not the best way to do this, and a Nocturne Fervor coming in. closing the game off for game number 2, Syria versus Harlan Aaron, while we move on to game number 3.
Is it actually game number 3? I think. Oh yeah, it's game number
Yeah.
3. I forgot Harlan
Maybe
won.
in the meantime we can this is Syria. In the meantime, we can just maybe check out Anan if his stream is able to load. We can't load his stream. Let's just jump right back over to Harlan Aaron with Lee Sin up against
Now this
Endure.
time he gets Lee Sin as Zenith Blade. Now it's a win.
So he has whatever he needs over here. You know, with this particular hand, would Harlan be able to survive and pull this through?
I think I even agree with the Zenith Blade mulligan. I don't agree with the Lee Sin mulligan though. This deck is dependent on drawing his champions, and I don't think you draw if you throw them away like it's nothing.
Turn 1 Helpless
Because-
Aristocrat from Syria because
because this deck is not a curve deck. This is a combo deck. You need to assemble the pieces. If you get some of the pieces in your hand, you are happy to keep them. You don't mulligan them
Right.
away.
he might have to go for the Spacey over here.
I understand that he wanted to have some way to block cards, but I think Spacey is not that valuable in the long run.
Wow, but if he's not gonna play anything, he's gonna take 8 damage from this board that Syria is pushing.
Well, imagine he plays something and he sees another butcher. That's just devastating. On the other hand, he can, even if he plays Spacey, that's his all turn. If his opponent decides to play another butcher, he cannot do anything about it. I don't want to jinx it though too
Let's just
much.
take a look at Syria's hand. It's an Endure, a Warden, and another Helpless Aristocrat. So not much creatures are dying right now, so the Endure is pretty small. But however, with this hand that Syria's have, Harlan might not be able to deal with this pressure coming in.
I think you are considering the healing early, or you are considering the comet for when Endure comes in.
Yeah, but
Also, this Spacey is very important, and I kind of get the reasoning for keeping it now, because Spacey can give you the Equinox and kill and make the Endure back a 1/1 with no stat at all.
But wow, the amount of damage that the Endure deck is pushing in is too aggressive, and Harlan can't even heal or deal with the amount of damage coming in.
Well, at this point, Xue doesn't even need to have Endure anymore. He's just smirking around.
Yeah, and Harlan needs to play that give Spacey as well.
Yeah, he needs to find something. I think he is looking for a unit, or he should be looking for a unit. He can additionally play the mentor and play Spacey next turn. If he goes for that line, he can probably go for double spells if he finds a card that helps him with double spells, something like, for example, the Eyes of the Dragon. Yes, swapping the Lee out.
Was a very
Not the
bad
greatest
move.
thing you want to do, but I think you just wanted to survive the early turns and not let Lee Sin die in vain, or not get Lee Sin even to play. And the Serpent is a pretty nice pickup. He can ease the pressure with that just a bit.
Yep, and all he needs to do is probably the game plan now is to survive till turn 6 to drop down the Golden Sister to hopefully heal his Nexus back up just a little. And the Concussive Palm over here could help him, to ease some damage as well. So things might be looking slightly better for Harlan Aaron.
Well, now we have the counter for Atrocity, and we have the counter for Endure in the Concussive Palm. I think, at least for now, we are fine.
Here he's seeing a little bit of light right now.
But for how long, though?
Yeah, that's the biggest question. How long can this last?
Well, it's bad for him because he can't really use his mana properly here. He's gonna bank 5. His opponent is not gonna bank 5, he's gonna bank 4, but he's gonna develop and play Kalista. And that is kind of the end for it.
Yeah, that's probably what it is, right? If it goes for the
Damn, these
butcher
games
instead.
are really fast.
Even Harlan Top's deck, at least in over here, does not make much of a difference.
I think it's better for this line he's going. He might want to buff the 1-2 so he has a fearsome blocker.
Yeah, he should not be attacking to make that Kalista having lesser value, as he needs to obliterate one of the creatures over here.
I don't think you even obliterate anything, you just wait for your opponent to block.
Yeah.
And the Eye is a big pickup. Also, we have the 6 mana Golden Sisters, and that can help us get some HP back. We might even play the Zenith Blade on the Golden Sisters for additional healing at this point, or just gems on the Golden Sister for additional healing.
So Harlan is not dead as of this attack yet. Pushing in just 2 damage this attack from Syria. But however, Harlan bot is straight out empty. But the Golden Sister is gonna save the day, hopefully.
Well, he might even consider playing gems and the Mentor at this point. He can play gems, Mentor, get another healer, and then play Golden Sisters. And you do that because it's less of a tempo loss next turn, because you don't have to play all the cards and you still get some healing in.
Right. Passing the turn back to Syria. He has a shark as well. Wow. The shark is such a huge draw for Syria from the Warden.
Oh. I think he's got this one in the bank anyways. There is no real punishment for him or any way that he loses the game. Not even Lee Sin does it, I think.
Guiding Touch might be able to survive. So now all Harlan needs to do right now is to survive and hopefully push in some damage as well. But an Atrocity
Wait,
from Syria.
don't tell me he's considering it. I do not understand this play just because it doesn't help you heal yourself.
Zenith?
Maybe he wants to go for double Zenith, I think.
Zenith
That
Blade
might...
on the elusive one.
I mean, I understand he needs to push some damage, but I don't think the way to go is to do that.
I'm confused.
Maybe he thinks the Mentor is gonna give him much more healing on the Golden Sisters and he can also push the damage with the elusive. But yet again, why are we seeing a Zenith Blade being played on a unit that's elusive already?
There's no need for the overwhelm over there.
Yeah, Harlan definitely knows something we do not know here.
And an Eye of the Dragon, okay.
Well, this might mean that we're going to survive for a few more rounds.
Yeah, Harlan is not gonna die for now.
He might be considering not attacking just because Kalista levels and then she brings back some good memories.
Yeah, and not forgetting the shark as well. There is like dead right now.
Oh yeah, now he brings even more value with
Yeah.
Kalista because he gets the shark as well.
So probably attacking with the elusive is the smartest choice as of now.
The thing is, if he would have wanted to attack with more units, he could have gone for the overwhelm on the Golden Sister because it would have healed him as well.
Exactly. And he wouldn't die to Kalista also.
Is he pushing for
Oh.
damage with the...
Oh, he's really pushing in
Don't
for the
tell
damage.
me.
10 damage from the silver sister coming in.
He
Pushing
could have
Syria
done
down to
even more if he would have gone for the overwhelm on the 4-3. Can you imagine how much damage it would have been if he would have gone for the overwhelm on the 4-3?
He's trying to cheese for the win over here.
Does he want to make this a 2 turns lethal? Does he want to make this a good blocker for Endure?
I mean, he has the concussive form for the endure. He has the deny for the atrocity. So it seems like Haaland might be able to push this through, maybe. Glimpse Beyond. Leveling up
Glimpse
the
levels
Kalista.
Kalista.
Glimpse Beyond into an endure open attack. He might not get the win as well.
Yeah, we're going to see. For now, we have the fearsome blocker in the 4-3 anyways, and we can block the endure with the 10-7. The only problem is, how do you push for lethal from that spot?
Black Spear from Syria's side as well. So the Black Spear could be able to kill off the Golden Sister distant, but I think the Endure is the best play for now.
Might be, or you just want to go for Black Spear so you're sure that your opponent doesn't have ways to heal. That endure is not big enough, but it's still big enough to deal some damage. But the second endure, how do we respond to that? As the Lichen player.
Yeah, but if Syria goes for the open attack over here, he might be facing some trouble himself. But however, if the second Endure comes down, he might have a chance.
Well, with double endure, you just win this game, I think. Or at least push for more consistent damage. And we also know that there is an atrocity. It's like we're winning no matter what as the endure player here.
Going for the Glimpse Beyond on one of his creature to enable the Endure to be slightly bigger. Or he could go for the Blighted Caretaker as well.
I don't think he ever goes for the Blighted Caretaker in this situation, because he is losing on some units. He decides to go for the free one. Maybe he wants to make space available for the Blighted Caretaker in order to have two challengers and just have his way, move the... He might want to move the healer at the back of the row and just slam.
Yeah.
Or wants to move the 10-7 back at the back of the row and then slam.
And also he has the Black Spear available to kill off the 4-3 Golden Sister as well. So it all comes down to what Syria's decision is gonna... What decision would Syria make right now?
So far he just needs to play something and put pressure on his opponent. Because that Golden Sister is healing for far too much and for far too long. He can also remove the Golden Sister now though, but if he would have wanted that, he would have gone for it last turn instead. The thing that I do not understand though is why go for the Endure when you want to commit so much into development. and into killing more units.
Jamming over here, I mean he knows that his opponent is stepped out of Atrocity and going for the concussive pump to not allow the Endure to attack. But I mean, if you goes for the concussive pump on the Callista, you might take so much less damage.
Well, you always have a blocker for the Callista, and you kill 2 units at the price of 1. And going for the concussive means that now he can block the Callista and kill whatever the Callista is summoning with just the free 2 and doesn't need to commit the Golden Sister.
Right, then Back Spear coming into the Golden Sister.
Well, I think he might have just wanted his opponent to tap out of the 9 mana so he can finally clear the board.
Osira is reconsidering his options. Now going for the Black Spear, taking off the Golden Sister. There is no way that Harlan could block against this this spell. He has a second eye as well.
A second eye is a nice pickup because now you can heal a bit. The 2-1 heals already, but you also get another eye. That means 2 Dragon Links that can heal you for 4 next turn. So it would be essentially a heal for 6, at least for these 2 rounds.
So it all comes down to if Harlan is able to survive this round and hopefully punch in with the Silver Sister. And Suria's best take right now is going to be the Atrocity, which Harlan has to deny for it. It seems like Harlan is in the commanding spot right now.
Yeah, he can wait for at least 2 more turns, I think, in order to draw the Lee Sin and then just win.
And a shark coming in as well from the 4-3.
Alright, I forgot about the shark that the shark that Xue summoned.
Yeah.
That's even better.
And Harlan able to push his health back up to 8 after this combat phase. And the Silver Sister is still alive, people. Silver Sister is still alive with 2 denies in hand. It all comes down to if Xue could top deck any answers for the double deny, or at least answering the Silver Sister as well.
I think you just go for it if you are Harlan here.
Yeah, he has the Guiding Touch. If he has any removals as well, it seems like Harlan has this game in the bag for Team Space.
The only thing that you can consider here is to use an additional gem. But even then, you have double deny. It's fine. I think you just commit to attacking, and then we wait for your opponent deciding what he wants to do. And his opponent needs to respect that 11 damage because it's little. And I think we're going to see an Atrocity defensively played, which is gonna get denied, of course.
And that should be it.
Or I think it's not gonna be a defensive Atrocity, it's gonna be an Atrocity for the kill.
Yep, Atrocity for Lito should be coming in. And there we have it. Atrocity coming in from the Endure, and a deny is just gonna do the job for Harlan Aaron, picking up the win for Team Space.
Nice.
Nice.
What is the general score for Team Space? Are they going through?
Currently, they are